Hi Chandra.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
are you?
Oh, good.
Did you find any time or any chance to look into the yesterday's session? That's what we discussed.
Yeah,
That's good. So we are a bit familiar with the material master front, right?
yeah,
Particularly the number ranges, the material type, external numbering, internal numbering, 3D selection group, adjusting of the different fields to the optional entry, required entry,
yeah,
display entry, all the
yeah,
stuff, right?
yeah, yeah,
And how to, for a given particular material type, how to assign a new group and how to assign a new number ranges. It can be internal number range, it can be external number range. Of course, we have one point to address it, that the external number ranges.
yeah, yeah,
And the other parameters is different screens, how to get it selected also we were looking into.
yeah.
Just let me continue the yesterday's point where we were then I'll come back to the pending points regarding to the number ranges. Just give me some time. Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah,
That's good. Coming to the BOM, the prerequisite, I hope we were stopped at this slide, if I'm not wrong, right?
yeah,
So the prerequisites for the BOM creation are unless until I don't have the material master, unless until I don't have the plant, I cannot create a BOM for that particular plant. And yesterday we were discussing about one example called as a pen. Oh, what is this? We created some examples called as pen or something like. Okay, no problem. It's not a big deal. We can create it at any given point of time. So if I take an example of the pen, and the pen consists of the different raw materials like refill, like top cap, bottom cap, and stem, and so on and so forth. Unless until I didn't created a material master for all the components under the header material, that I cannot let it be a. So these are the materials, for example. So in order to produce this header material, I need these two components. Means the master data should be available for all these materials. Is that right?
yeah,
So then only the system can understand, okay, I'm creating a material, a BOM for this, means which, the moment I say header material is this, system should understand, okay, this is the material and the specifications for this material are like this. And of course, generally the plant, in which plant that we are creating, of course, there is one option without plant also we can, but that will come later. Let us understand for the time being, as with the plant, and we are creating the BOM like this. This is the header material. I need these two assemblies. And for this assembly, I need these two components, component 1 and component 2. Is this clear, Chandra?
yeah,
Yes. Area of validity. That means for which particular plant this particular BOM is applicable. This BOM is applicable to this plant, this BOM is applicable to this plant. Like that, we can define the area of validity. The moment I assign this particular BOM to this plant, then whatever the changes or whatever it is applicable to that particular plant only. Like that. Is that clear, Chandra?
yeah,
The moment I say so that this particular BOM is valid for our area of validity is basically we are assigning to that particular plant with respect to that particular plant.
yeah,
Just a typical description of the BOM, of course, a general example of the BOM as such, once again it is the same. I took an example of the pen, but it is an example of a motorbike or something like that. Generally, suppose for example, if I take a motorbike, so what a BOM consists of, what are all the components required to produce this motorbike is defined here. So the BOM consists of the material number, BOM consists of the material description, BOM consists of the number of pieces or the number of units required. Sorry, it is the quantity, basically I have to say it is the quantity, and what is the unit of measurement for that particular material.
yeah,
Is that right, Chandra?
yeah,
So in nutshell, the definition of the BOM I am repeating once again. Bill of material, BOM, is complete formally structured list of components that can make up a product, which can be an assembly or a finished product. And the list contains, what the list contains is the material number and the material description, the quantity, and the unit of measurement. This is nothing but your BOM, right?
yeah,
Exactly. What we studied is once again repeating, nothing great as such. Just I'm re-emphasizing on the BOM definition and the structure of the BOM or the BOM list, what exactly it consists of. It is yesterday already we had some discussion on this.
yeah,
Single level BOM and multi-level BOM, there are the different BOMs are there, and variant BOM or something like that. What is meant by single level BOM is, suppose I have only one level. That means motorcycle is there. I have two assemblies. That is the powertrain and chassis. The moment I add powertrain and chassis, my motorcycle will become ready. This is nothing but a single level bomb. I didn't drill down to further levels of this one. That means I have two assemblies, either I am producing or procuring it finally or whatever it is. Say for example, I have the two parts, and if I assemble these two parts, I will get directly one motorcycle. This is called as a single level bomb.
Yeah.
The moment I drill down to the further levels, then it will become a multi-level bomb. This is an assembly. Once again, it consists of sub-assemblies. This might be an assembly. This might be consist of some component, and so on and so forth. The moment it is more than one level, that will become a multi-level bomb.
Yeah.
Is it clear, Chandra?
Yeah.
That's correct. Coming to the bomb categories, of course, we studied yesterday a bit of the bomb categories, about the bomb categories in the material bomb, equipment bomb, document bomb. Our concern is mainly 99% of our dealings are in the PPE perspective. We are more concerned about the material bomb. We are just not of that much concerned about the equipment bomb or document bomb or the other bomb varieties like a functional location bomb or some other bomb categories are also there. Yesterday we discussed it, right?
Yeah.
Coming to the validity period, this bomb is valid from date to till date. What date to what date this particular bomb is valid is nothing but your validity period. Generally, the date bomb creation date is a valid from date, and valid 2 days is generally the system will take by default as the system end date. System end date is nothing but your 31st December of 1999. That is nothing but your system end date, right?
Yeah.
And valid from date is, I can make it the future date also, or at least the current date or whatever it is, but valid from date, this date to this date, this particular bomb is valid. Is that clear, Chandra?
Yeah.
Validity area, just earlier also I discussed the same thing. That is, we are defining this particular material, this particular bomb is applicable for this particular plant, this particular bomb is applicable for this particular plant. That is validity area and validity period. Validity period will talk about from which point of time to which point of time this particular bomb is applicable, whereas the validity area, it will define about it belongs to, or it defines to, or it corresponds to this particular plant.
Yeah.
Bomb used, how the bomb is going to be used, of course. For why the bomb is in production order, definitely we need the bomb, unless until I don't know what are the components required to produce this particular header material, how that I can understand or the system can understand is basically with the help of the bomb, right?
Mm-hmm.
The moment I say this is the header material, then the system will look for what are the components required, and these are the components are required. What are the components required can be understood. It can be understood with the help of the bomb, right?
Yeah.
And these components can be changed if necessary based on the actual production requirement. Suppose, okay, even though I copied the bomb directly to the production order, suppose I am creating a production order for a pen. Let us take an example of the pen itself.
Mm-hmm.
The moment I say it is a production order for pen, then the system will look for the components like a refill, the components like a stem, the components like a cap, the components like button cap, whether these components are available or not, right?
Yeah.
Because how it is looking for, because we defined in the bomb as a bomb components, these are all the components required to produce that particular header material.
Yeah.
In addition to that, if you want to change, add any of the components, yes, you can add at the production order level event. That of course, just give me some time, I will come to that part. Is that okay, Chandra?
Yeah.
Coming to the types of the bomb. What are the different types of the bombs are? The simple bomb, the variant bomb, and multiple bomb. What is meant by a simple bomb is, suppose there is only one way of doing the things, or that means I can produce this particular pen, or I have only one set of the components by how I can create this particular pen. The other way is, suppose I can produce the pen with the same components or with the different set of components also I can produce it.
Mm-hmm.
Then that will become a multiple bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Chandra, just I want to make it clear, just don't get it confused here. In the single bomb means there is only one set of materials I can, one set means there is only one way I can produce this particular material. That means, for example, this is my header material. Able to follow me, Chandra, here?
Yeah.
The difference between the simple bomb and multiple bomb is, in the case of the multiple bomb, I can produce this material with a different number of alternates. I can produce, okay, this is one BOM, there is one more BOM which will also produce the same material. Here, the difference between the single BOM and simple BOM and multiple BOM is I have the different combinations or different alternates to create the same header material. Then that will become multiple BOM. Is it clear? I hope you are getting a bit of
multiple BOM. Can you give an example of multiple BOM?
For example, particularly if it is a smaller quantities, I can use typically, otherwise I can say, suppose I use the raw material one, physical practical example, that will come. Let us assume such that the refill I can produce it. There are a subcomponent refill, you right? In the case of the pen. I can produce that refill in a different way also. For example, there is one way of doing the refill like this way. There is one way of doing the refill in some other way also. Or the refill, whichever is the say some portion of it refill, I can produce it with some other material also. Material, of course, product is the same. Material I am differing it.
Okay. Okay.
That means the components are differing it, but finally my finished product remains the same, Chandra. Then that will become a multiple BOM.
Okay.
For example, the other way of doing this one is suppose like then that will become one more bit of complicated. Suppose for example, I want to produce I want to dye a material of a 50 kg material. White cloth is there. I want to dye it to the red color. Say. I want to dye it to the red color. The same the same white cloth of in 1 kg, I can dye it with a different materials. I can get the red color with a different combination. But finally, my output is either the 1 kg or 1 meter of the piece of a cloth with red color or 50 meters of the piece of the red cloth. The number of components that I used for dyeing are the components required for required to dye a 1 meter cloth. I used it in a different component, or the components I used for dyeing of the 50 meter cloth, the components I used it in a different way. Finally, my output is a dyed cloth of red color. White cloth is my input and dyed cloth is my output. Both are finally I am getting a red cloth. One is in 1 meter, the other is in 50 meter. But the components I used for 1 meter or the pigments that I used for 1 meter might be slightly differs from the pigments I used from 50 meter. Able to follow me, Chandra?
Yeah.
Basically, the components are differing. My final product is remaining the same.
Okay.
That is your multiple BOM. And the moment I have the multiple BOM, that means I have alternates, right? I am getting a same red cloth. Let it be 1 meter cloth, let it be 50 meter cloth, let it be 100 meter cloth. But my final output is a dyed red color cloth, right?
Yeah.
So my dyed red color cloth output is a once again fixed output, and the quality of the 1 meter cloth is also the same, quality of the 50 meter cloth is also the same. But I have a different inputs. In order to produce the 50 meter cloth, I have the different inputs. In order to produce 1 meter cloth, I have a different inputs. In order to produce a 500 meter cloth, I have a different input. Not exactly all the components has to vary, Chandra. Few components, if it changes, also that will become an alternate BOM.
Yeah.
You are getting my point. It's not the case of that. Okay, some of the parameters, yes, we can definitely make use of it the same cloth and same something, but some components it is differing. In that cases, I will go for this multiple BOM. The variant BOM is, of course, the variant BOM is a bit of the thing. In the case of the variant BOM, your output is differs. Output differs in the sense your final product is not exactly the same, but they have the similarities. For the best example for that one is cars of a different color or bikes of a different color. Suppose, for example, I will go for a Hero Honda Splendor of white, blue color, and I will go for a same Hero Honda Splendor, same capacity with red colors. Here my configuration is changing only the color, but the capacities and everything is remains the same, right? But Hero Honda blue color is not the same product Hero Honda of the red color. Will you agree with this one?
Yeah.
Even though it resembles the same, but it is of a totally different product altogether, right?
Yeah.
Hero Honda red Splendor is a different product altogether. Hero Honda Splendor blue color is a different product altogether.
Yeah.
So the moment generally this variant BOM comes into the picture, if I have a different options like let us take an example of the same PC with the different combinations of the colors of the keyboard, color of the mouse. Even though it is having the same capacity, same configuration, the moment I change the color of the keyboard or color of the mouse or the color of the screen, it looks like a different product, right?
Yeah.
It's not looks like, it is exactly the different product altogether as such. Right?
Yeah.
So the difference between the variant BOM and the difference between the multiple BOM is, in the case of the multiple BOM, my final product remains the same. Only the components are changing.
Yeah.
Whereas in the case of the variant BOM, my final product is also changing with changing some of the inputs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Able to follow me?
Yeah.
So now you are able to find the difference between the simple BOM, variant BOM and multiple BOM, Chandra?
Yeah.
Simple BOM is of course very simple. I have only one method of doing this. I need this set of components and I can produce this finished product. I don't have any other alternate product.
Yeah.
The moment I have one more alternate, that will become a multiple BOM.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And in the case of the variant BOM, I can produce the same product with the different combinations, and my final product differs from one to other.
Yeah.
That is nothing. You see, here it has been taken example of the white bicycle and blue bicycle, something like that.
Yeah.
Bicycle is the same, but color of the white bicycle is different and the color of the blue bicycle is different. Definitely,
Yeah.
blue bicycle is not exactly the same as that of the white bicycle, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Coming to the next. What a BOM structure is, what a BOM consists of. BOM consists of the header, BOM consists of the item, BOM consists of the sub-item. Header is nothing but what exactly. Header is nothing but what is exactly the material that you are producing it, right?
Yeah.
Items are nothing but just now we are discussing so from the last few slides, so that is basically the components required to produce that material are nothing but your items, right?
Yeah.
And there is one more parameter called as sub-item. Any idea on this sub-item, Chandra?
Sub-item means like different levels.
Sub-item.
Header item can have some more. Item can be a BOM again, right?
Yeah, exactly. But exactly that is the wrong answer.
Wrong answer?
Yeah. I provoked you that to tell forcibly that answer as such.
No, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, in general, even I too replied the same thing when I am learning. Generally, the people will have the tendency, item, sub-item, the moment I say sub-item, then okay, this item can be produced with the help of these sub-items, right? That is what is the general meaning that we have in our mind. But it is not exactly the same. It is not at all item at all. As a sub-item is not at all a component at all, Chandra.
So what is it?
Then what it is? Yes, that is the question. It is basically, it will refer to the positioning of the multiple items. For example, here I have the 4 bearings, right? That means I have more than one component here in this particular. I need 4 bearings of the same bearings. I need 4 numbers, right?
Oh, do you call them sub-items?
No. Where I have to put these bearings? 2 are the front, or 1 are the center, or 2 are the back, something like that. I have to place these bearings.
Okay.
I'm using the same bearing, but at different positions I'm using in this part. I'm using, say, 2 are the front wheel and 2 are the back wheel of the bearings, say, for example. For example, I'm taking. That positioning of these 4 bearings is defined as a sub-item, Chandra.
Okay. Where they go?
Where they exactly placed. Yes, somewhere I have been written. If a material is installed in more than one places, in the manufacturing or assembly process, it can be referred as a sub-item. That means I'm placing it in more than one places. For example, I took the bearing, right? Bearing is used in 4 places. That means, right? Where exactly the bearing is positioned, that is positioning of that particular the item which is having a multiple numbers is defined as a sub-item, Chandra.
Okay, okay.
Is it clear to you now?
Yeah, even though it looks the same, but positioning is different for.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. General, it's general. It's not the case. Not only you, any of the people who just learning at the beginning stages, people will say it is a sub-item is generally the concept is item and sub-item is. That means if I add two sub-items, it will become one item, something like that. That is the general concept, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
that's
it is not
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
That is not correct.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope now it is very clear to you for what is meant by sub-item.
Yeah.
Okay. It's clear.
Yeah.
So what are the different components? What are the different structure in the BOM? Is a header we know that, item we know that, sub-item we know that, right?
So yeah.
And these are the item categories. Item in the sense nothing but we know about the item. Item is nothing but it's basically one of the component required to produce that particular assembly, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes it is not the case. Not only the material, I need some documents also sometimes to produce the BOM, right?
Instructions. Yeah.
Instructions or reference drawings or something like that I need. It's not only always only the materials are required. I may need some of the documents also required for that one.
Yeah.
In that case, this is not, my document is not a material. Definitely it is not a physical material. Do you agree with this one?
That is correct, like user manuals is an example.
Yeah, it is a manual or it is some sort of a document, right? That is also one of the item required. Unless until without, say, I had given some reference drawing for him to produce it or to assemble it.
Yeah.
Without that reference drawing, he cannot assemble, say, for example. Then I need that reference drawing to be assigned to my BOM, right?
Yeah.
That is nothing but your, basically the document item. It is not a material item, it is a document item, right?
So what is the difference between text item and document item?
Yeah, I'm coming. Stock item is basically, you are clear. Basically stock, let me explain to you. Just that is why I without showing this slide only, I was here only. The thing is, it can be a material, it can be a non-materialic component also. That means it is not a physically, it is not a material, but some other non-metallic or non-materialic components also required for production of this particular BOM.
Yeah.
Here stock item is basically, it's a material which I always keep it in the stock. From the stock I am going to use it, this stock item. Non-stock item is nothing but, it is also a material, but I don't keep it into the stock. Able to follow me?
Yeah. No inventory management.
Yes. Then and there, if it is required, I'll get it and then consume it and then finish it off.
Yeah.
Able to follow me?
Yeah, just give an example.
Example is, say, non-stock item. Say particularly some say specific grease or specific something it is required for that particular. I'll procure it and then during the assembly of that particular material finish it up. I don't want to specifically use it for this particular grade grease for this. Say.
Yeah, grease is an example. At the time of assembly or manufacturing,
it might be there, but it is not the case that I need a specific grade grease for this particular thing. Then I say it is some thermic temperature, high resistant temperature or something like that. If it is there, then I can make use of that one.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep it in the stock, but I need for this particular moment only.
Yeah.
Will you agree with this one, Chandra?
Yeah.
Is it clear to you now?
Yeah.
I'm proceeding for the variable size item. Variable size item is nothing but, here, suppose I am using a rectangular plate, Chandra. I'm using a rectangular plate. Rectangular plate, the moment I say rectangular plate, it needs to have some length and some breadth.
Yeah.
The moment you decide the length as a 10, and width as a 5, then it is 10 into 5, that is equal to 50 square meter.
Yeah.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
The moment you say it is 12 and 6, then it will be 72 square meter. It's basically multiplied by length and area, right?
Yeah.
So I need a rectangular plate of different dimensions, but I'm not sure what is the dimension at this point of a time. Then in that case, I will declare it as a variable size item, Chandra.
Okay.
The moment you give the parameters, input parameters, length of this and breadth of this, or say, as we discussed, 10 and 5, then the system will calculate this much of material is required. 50 square meter of the material is required. Is it clear?
Yeah.
And the text item in the sense, suppose I want to convey some simple text message, Chandra. Just I want to write some text for this BOM. Handle carefully. This is an instruction I'm giving some, it's a breakable item, something like that I'm giving some text, Chandra.
Oh, instructions. Okay, okay. How to handling
Simple
instructions.
text, I'm mentioning it in the text. Say in the text, this is handle carefully, or this is a breakable, or it is a glass item, or it, something, some sort of information that you want to convey some message, then you can convey this as a text item.
Okay, okay.
And the document item, as we just now discussed, I needed some drawing, specific drawing to be assigned to this particular, then I will go for document item.
Yeah.
The class item is basically, suppose for example, let me take an example of a car with a white Maruti car and red Maruti car, pearl silver Maruti car or green Maruti car. Maruti car entire components are the same, but the moment I say it is a red car, then my combination or the quantities of the paint per red differs from the quantities of the paint from the white. White paint differs from red paint, number of coats or number of quantity or quality of the material and the component of the material all differs, right?
Yeah.
That is defined as a class item.
Uh-huh.
Is it clear to you, Chandra?
Yeah, like characteristics.
Yeah, not bit more above than that one. That is a characteristics are above the characteristics there will be a class, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Class consists of characteristics.
Yeah, exactly, Chandra. That's right. Above the characteristic is nothing but, or below the class is nothing but your characteristic.
Yeah.
These all item categories are defined in the BOM in that. Sorry, 1 second. These there are some more item categories are there in the predefined item categories are there in the SAP. Just give me 1 minute. How to remember? There is of course there is a specific code or something. Maybe I am coming in between. Just because that contest came, we had a bit of discussion on that also. Just I am coming to that. Of course I'll come back to this configuration part for some time. Give me a minute. Just easy to remember is. We are talking about the different item categories, right?
Yeah.
And these are all the different item categories. This is basically the document item. This is the document item, PM structure element, and class item, stock item, phantom material, and non-stock item, variable size item. With the different item categories codes, it has been defined. Mm-hmm. The moment item category, how to just remember is, of course, maybe it at this point of time, because just we discussed it, I am coming to this. I will give one name. Please do not mind. I'm not up very specific to this name. Once again, there is a name called as Lakshminarayan Reddy, Telugu Desam, and Kadapa, and India. If you remember this name, you remember all these item categories without any difficulty.
TDM.
Lakshminarayan Reddy, Telugu Desam Party, Kadapa, India.
TDM, M, we have M, right?
Actually, it is a TDP, but if I put the P, it will.
Okay. Yeah.
So this M actually it corresponds to my phantom material, so that is why rather than the TDP, I made it as a TDM.
Okay.
So L stands for stock item. So L stands for stock item. Yes, this is very clear. Stock item. Where is my L? L is this one. L is the stock item. Yes, M is non-stock item, R is variable size item. These are all related to our material types, material quantities, which is a stock item, non-stock item, variable size item, right?
Yeah.
So I named it as Lakshminarayan Reddy. Next, coming to this one, this is a text item, document item, phantom material. You see this? This is the text item.
Yeah.
We discussed about the text item.
Yeah.
We discussed about the document item. We discussed about the, of course, phantom. Just give me 1 minute, I'll explain to you. This is the phantom material, right? And K is for class item, and I is basically for PM structure element, which is used in plant maintenance and other. Of course, not of much significance to us. Is it clear to you, Chandra?
Yeah.
So if you remember this name, you never ever forget that item categories.
Yeah.
Very simple. That is Lakshminarayan Reddy, Telugu Desam, Kadapa, India.
Yeah.
Okay. Please don't. I'm not neither Telugu Desam party. I'm not of Kadapa. Just to remember some vague way, I remembered in this way. If it works, just take it up.
Yeah.
Because we came to that this contest, I was explaining that.
Can you go back to that SAP screen?
SAP screen, yeah.
This one, so these tick marks, document item, so we have to specify when you configure.
Yeah, right. I'll come to that one during the configuration. Just give me some.
Okay.
Just basically, I'm taking you through the as if such that we don't know anything on the BOM.
Yeah.
Just I'm taking the step by step. Just give me some more.
Yeah.
Because the context again, that is why I was just explaining you this document item or something like that. Okay, no problems. So we are aware of what is the different item categories in the BOM. So the BOM may not necessarily it always should have the materialic components. Non-metallic or non-materialic components also can be assigned depending upon the circumstances, depending upon the requirement. Of course, here also 80% of our dealings will be with either it is a stock item, non-stock item, or variable size. At most, sometimes they may assign it to the class item or text item or something like that. That will take more than camera. Is that clear?
Yeah.
I'm proceeding further. Coming to the BOM uses, but BOMs are where are going to be used? BOMs are going to be used in production, of course. BOMs are going to be used in sales. BOMs are going to be used in plant maintenance. BOMs are going to be used in casting. BOMs are going to be used in technical development and so on and so forth, right? Of course, the major concern is basically production. Of course, so the same thing it will be copied to the casting. Same thing it will be copied to some extent production and sales. Sometimes they will refer it to the BOMs, material BOMs even, right?
Yeah.
And during the engineering and development, of course, they too need the BOM, what are the significant components, and then how to finally configure this or something like that in the engineering. Plant maintenance, of course, so those people also will use the BOM in their own way. Is that okay?
Yeah.
BOM comparison. Suppose I want to compare the BOMs one to one or something like that. How many components are this? How many components are matching? How many components are not matching? Yes, then we can do the BOM comparison. Of course, this is only just for whenever it is occasionally when we want. Yes, we can. Otherwise, normally, once it is settled and everything, there won't be any chances of okay, every time we need to compare or something like that. It's not a regular this one.
Yeah.
BOM explosion. Yeah, that's right. BOM explosion is basically here level by level, multi-level, and summarized to come. The level by level BOM explosion in the sense basically if I need this particular material at level 1, at level 2, at level 3. Levels are nothing but a simple let me levels are nothing but this is the header material always level 0. This is the 0 level. This is the first level. This is the second level. If there is further levels are there, level 3, level 4, all these things. When I'm exploding the BOM for this particular BOM, whether to be exploded as a level by level, that means level 1, level 2, level 3, level by level, or multi-level, that means the single component it will be exploded at all the levels, or the summarized explosion. Summarized explosion means for this particular material, total how many I need, something like that. That is nothing but your explosion of different levels. There are 3 levels, 3 ways how to explode the BOM, or generally we look into. It can be level by level, that is for this particular material, for this C1, C2, C3, A1, A2, A3, level by level it is coming. For a multi-level, for a material 1, all the components are coming. For a material 2, level 1, all the components are coming. Level 2, all the components are coming. Level 3, all the components are coming. Okay, I'll show it to you in the system. In the summarized level, what exactly? If I need A1, I need a total of 4 components. If I need C1, I need the total of 2. Summary of the total components that is going to be. See here, at the first level itself, I used it all the C1. Here it is a component wise, it has been taken it up. Here level wise, it has been taken it up. It has been taken it up. Total summary C1, I need 2. C2, I need 19. C3, I need 8. The total summary it has been picked up, right?
Yeah.
Able to follow me? It is just different ways of looking or different ways of exploring. That's one. And basically, just if you want to see level by level, yes, you can see level by level. Or you can want to see by summary total for this particular BOM, how many components are required. Also, you can see this summary of the BOM.
Yeah.
Coming to the various list, suppose I want to see this where this particular material is used or where this BOM is used. Yes, you can see it with the help of the user list. So that gives you, yes, this material is going to be used in this BOM, or this BOM is going to be used in this material. This where we use this particular component concept is, suppose you want to change any of the particular material, say, Chandra.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to you are doing some engineering and research and development, and then you find it out, yes, this component can be developed, or it can be improved by some other material, or it can be replaced by other better performing material, say.
Yeah.
You decided material X. If you want to replace this material X, then before replacing this material X by a material Y, first you will check it up. Where are all the companies, where are all the BOMs that are used in this material X? Right?
Yeah.
So for that purpose, it is very user list. Is it clear?
Yeah. Nothing but a report.
Yes. Because in the engineering industry, in the automobile engineering or whatever it is, basically any big manufacturing industry, we may not be in a position to recollect all the, okay, this particular material is used in so and so many places. It's not possible, right?
Yeah.
Because it will be thousands of applications of the same material might be there. Before I do any changes, yeah, Chandra, you are saying something.
What is engineering change request?
Engineering change request is, it's like basically, Chandra, I think you are having some idea on the quality management, or basically ISO 9000, ISO 2000, something, you have some idea?
Uh-huh. Standards.
In any of the I hope you have some idea, right?
Yeah.
In ISO documents, see, whenever I am replacing the document with a new document, I will obsolete the old document, I will replace with the change note. This is a new document with effective from so and so date, and it is valid from so and so, and it will replace the old document, right?
Yeah.
That is nothing but your ISO document. In the ISO documentation, we always change it with version 1, version 2, something like that. You remember?
Yeah.
The moment I say version 2, then that means already 0 version and 01 version is 00 has been obsolete, and 02 is came, 03 came. That means already 3 versions were been obsoleted. That means 00 is the original version, 01 is the new first version, 02 is the second version. Now we are running at the 03 level. That means already this particular document was improved by 3 times, right?
Yeah.
Just I am taking about the ISO example only. The similar way in the SAP, for all the changes, you can go for engineering change. Chandra.
Okay.
This basically the purpose of that engineering change management is in order to track the changes properly, such that the people should not change just like that, and there should be some authorizations, and then all the changes has to be tracked. Means we'll go for engineering change.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Example, just we can replicate the example of our ISO 9000, ISO 2000 system.
Uh-huh.
In ISO documentation, you cannot just like that, you cannot change it, right?
You're right.
Generally, first of all, whomever it changes, he has to get an approval from approved by so and so and authorized by so and so. Finally, you have to obsolete all the old documents, unless until you won't do the old documents to the quality departments, they won't put a signature.
That's correct.
Just basically, what is the purpose of that signature is making sure such that old documents are obsolete and they are retrieved or they are taken back from the respective places. Otherwise, you will change in the change management, but old document is still used in the production. How will you make sure that it has been properly replaced at the respective areas? It is basically based on the number of documents used and how it is packed or something like that. Is that okay, Chandra?
Yeah.
In the ISO, the people used to follow very strictly so that whenever you do any changes in the document, first they will ask old documents all has to be reviewed and then submitted back to the quality department for final verification. Then only they will, yes, all the old documents are retrieved back from the production area so that there is no more old documents, so that there is no misuse of old documents and the confusion of new documents or something like that.
Yeah.
That is engineering change management. Is almost the same replica of our ISO changes.
Yeah.
So this very easy list basically, whenever you want to do the changes or whenever you want to replace any material or whenever you want to see the effect of the change, okay, if I change this particular material, what are all the bulbs that is going to be affected? What are all the components, assemblies that are getting affected? That you can see it with the very easy. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because it is not possible for us to remember, okay, this material is used in this place. So there is in SAP there is a functionality called as very user list. With this, you can very well find it out. The moment I say this particular component, the system will tell you, yes, you have used this component in this assemblies. Can I proceed, Chandra?
Yeah.
Now mass changes. Suppose any mass changes is nothing but suppose you want to replace this particular component by this component at many of the BOMs are at one stretch or something like that, then you will go for mass changes. If it is a single one BOM, yes, you can go to the BOM changes and then do the replacement. If I am replacing it at a mass level, then I will go for mass changes as such. Is it clear, Chandra?
Yeah.
For the there are technical type, people will call it as a technical type. In SAP, the terminology technical type refers for simple BOM, variant BOM, multiple BOM. That we know the different BOM categories, basically the technical types of the BOMs. So rather than the BOM categories, they have to say the BOM types. The different BOM types are simple BOM, variant BOM, multiple BOM. Of course, just we had a fair discussion. Variant BOMs, in the variant BOMs, as we discussed, basically the majority of the components are the same, but outlook of the component is not exactly the same from one to other, and it is having a slightly different characteristic of, say, here the black keyboard or red keyboard, blue keyboard, different options had been given. Even though the PC is the same, but it is outlook is different from the other one. Is that okay?
Yeah.
In that case, that we'll call it as a variant BOM, and variant BOMs are technical type. For this variant BOM this is important. Generally, people will used to say so that what is the technical type for variant BOM, what is the technical type for multiple BOM, what is the technical type for a simple BOM or something like that.
Yeah.
So this variant BOM is, yes, for a given variant you can have 99 variants because it is a 2-digit code. You can have a number of digits or something, a number of variants or something like that.
Yeah.
And in the variant BOM, you see in the variant BOM, the significant feature is with the variant 1, I am getting a material called as PPF100. With variant 2, I am getting a different material. The material code is equal to PPFAJ and PPFXX, something like that. That means the moment the variant changes, the output or the outlook of the final material changes. Will you agree with this one, Chandra?
That is correct.
Yeah, this basically because it is a variant BOM, so your final outlook of the component is not exactly the same with the other variant. Although it has a similar PHS and majority of the similar PHS even too, right?
Just an example, laptops based on your configuration.
Perfect example. Laptops, PCs, bikes, cars.
Yeah.
Bike of the same model, same configuration, same capacity. I mean, it's a configuration in the sense capacity. As we discussed about the Hero Honda Splendor. The moment I say Hero Honda, make is fixed. The moment I say Splendor, the engine, everything, that capacity has been fixed. But blue color Hero Honda differs from white color Hero Honda, right?
That's correct.
Blue color Splendor Hero Honda is differs from blue color, white color Splendor Hero Honda. That is the basically, even though both are of the same capacities, but the outlook is different.
Yeah.
Variant configuration, of course. This is, if I have the multiple choices, then I will go for variant configuration.
Yeah.
Multiple choices at each level. I have the choice at the model level, I have the choice at the capacity level, I have the choice at the gear level. Everything I can have a choice.
Yeah.
Then you will produce n number of because why the purpose of this variant configuration is, suppose for example, if there is no variant configuration, then I have to create a separate BOM for each material because they are of the different nature, right?
Yeah.
It is practically it is impossible to create that many number of impossible in the sense it is very difficult to maintain the data as such.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this variant configuration is, I will give all options in one single list. Okay, it is your choice. You select whichever the want you want. I have given the choice for accessories. I have given the choice for the motor. I have given the choice for area. I have given the choice for the seat. You select whichever the way. But in selecting, of course, I'll talk about a bit more in the variant configuration. It needs some more dependencies. It is not the case that, okay, I select this gear and I will. Suppose, for example, I am going to a variant configuration of car. The first moment, if I am the salesperson, I will ask which car you want to buy. Okay, the very first thing is which make you want to buy. Okay, I will go for Maruti. The moment I say Maruti, which model in Maruti you want to buy? Whether you want to go for Maruti 800 or Alto or Wagoner or Airstream or Indigo or whatever it is. Something like that. Mm-hmm. The moment I say it is a Wagoner, then immediately the next question comes to that which model of the Wagoner you want. You want to go LXI, you want to go for DX, you want to go for ZXI, you want to go for SIM. These are the different options. The moment I say LXI, the system will automatically pre-configure what is the engine required for LXI, what is the gear system that is transmission that is required for LSI, and what is the different wheels and some settings if you have, right? Of course, we will talk about bit more on the variant configuration part in the variant configuration.
Yeah.
It is only the theoretical part of it here. Just, of course, just we are understanding the different concepts of the BOM asset. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So just be aware of that the purpose of the variant configuration is basically where I have n number of multiple choices at each level.
Yeah.
Then we will go for variant configuration. As I just now told you, sir, that there are certain object dependencies which will control. If I select this engine, you cannot go this type of a car, wheels or something like that. That means, say it is a higher cost engine. So for this engine, for this capacity engine, you need to go for this particular wheel only. Alloy wheel or steel wheel or rubber wheel, whatever it is. I mean, to say I'm taking some example of it, just maybe it may not be of that much in grammatically or practically feasible. Just to understand the concept, I'm taking that example.
Yeah.
Is that clear to you, Chandra?
Yeah.
Coming to the multiple BOM, as I told such that if the lot size is equal to 1 to 100, you use this combination. Here it is pigments here, then you use it. If the lot size is equal to 101 to 100, you use this combination. If the lot size is equal to this, you use this combination. That means finally I am getting only the directly one color, that is a blue color. See, TP F77 is my finished product. For getting this finished product called as a blue, I need pigment 1, pigment 2, pigment 3 if this is of lot size is equal to 1 to 100. That means if I want to produce a pigment of this blue color in up to 100 kg, this combination works fine for me. If I need to go for more than 100 kg, it is better to go for this combination of the pigment. If the quantity is equal to more than 200, better you go for this combination.
Yeah.
But finally, I am getting the final output that is the same, that is the color blue with the code of TPF77. Is this clear to you, Chandra?
Yeah.
So that is the basically the, in the case of the multiple, the significant point in the case of the multiple BOM is your final product or the final end product remains the same. Even though your input parameters are changing, generally based upon the lot size, Chandra. The concept of multiple BOM is, if it is a smaller lot, I use a different combination of inputs. If it is a bigger lot, suppose if I am going for a very bigger lot and that cannot be managed in a hand machine or manual line, I have to go for automatic line. But in the automatic line, these components will not choose for that automatic line. I have to go for a different set of components. Then I will go. Then I will go for a different set of components with a different lot sizes. Is that right?
Yeah.
That is our concept of multiple BOM. This multiple BOM, the moment I say create one more BOM, then that will be referred as a multiple BOM. And I can have different multiples up to 1000. And basically, the main concept of this multiple BOM is it can be based upon the lot size, it can be based upon the date, or it can be based upon the production. From this date to this date, you use this BOM. From this date to this date, you use this BOM, or something like that. You can set it. After the production version is basically the combination of BOM and routing. Of course, I need some more time to explain to you about the production version because I didn't yet been covered the routing part of it. Once the product BOM and routing are clear, then we can go for production version.
Yeah.
Is it clear to you, Chandra?
Yeah.
If I say, you see this, in the case of the multiple BOM, I am getting only the alternate one, but my finished product remains the same here. It is not a different product. Only thing is, I have a different alternate, but the final product is remains the same. If you see the variant configuration one, here your outputs are, materials are different. You see this. This is the different material, this is the different material, this is the different material, right?
Yeah.
In the case of the multiple BOM, you are referring the same material but with a different alternatives, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the concept of multiple BOM and variant.
Yeah.
Is it clear, Chandra? Can I proceed?
Yeah.
Bill of materials, of course, the plant assignment. I told such that in the prerequisites, we need to have the material master, we need to have the plant, but I also told such that without a plant also you can create a bill of material. That is, without referring to any plant you can create. After that you can refer it. Same BOM you can refer the plant 1, same BOM you can refer to the plant 2, same BOM you can refer to the plant 3.
So like we can define at plant level, company code level, at client level also, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically at the company, that means once it is above the plant, that is a company code level only.
Yeah. Yeah.
So afterwards, I can assign it to any of the plants which I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that clear, Chandra?
You don't need to assign, right? So it should be available.
No, we need to assign, Chandra. Otherwise, basically, why we need to assign it, the moment I created a BOM without plant it is a BOM that is called as a group BOM, Chandra.
Okay.
That means, yes, it is awaiting for any of the plants.
Okay.
I kept it, this material can be produced like this, but whether this is applicable for this plant or not, I am assigning it later, afterwards.
Okay.
Able to follow me, Chandra?
Yeah.
The moment I created with respect to the plant, automatically it is with respect to that plant. The moment I didn't assign any BOM, then that will become as yes, it is a BOM without referred to any BOM, that is a group BOM basically.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Clear.
Then there is one more concept called as recursion. I think you can give me a better example in this case. What is meant by recursion here is
referring itself.
Yes, exactly. Header material itself is using as one of the components. But engineering industry it is not applicable, Chandra. This recursion is not at all applicable in engineering industry. There is no point for product. Yeah.
Where it is most applicable?
It is mostly used in chemical and pharmaceutical industries, Chandra. That is why I told sir that you can give me the better answer because we have much of idea on that. Of course, I have an example I will repeat. Just can you guess in the day-to-day life where we can use the same? And in day-to-day life, in our day-to-day, in the house, we use this recursion concept where I need to produce this header material. I need the header material itself in the small component. Just can you guess it, Chandra? Any idea? Any clue?
No idea.
No idea. Basically, how the curd is going to be produced, Chandra? Curd or yogurt or whatever it is, dahi.
With yeast.
Basically, okay, let us, I am talking about the very layman terms. I need milk and I need a small quantity of the curd, right?
Yeah.
I need 100 liters of curd means I take 100 liters of water. I need small quantity of 1 milligram of or 1 ml of dahi or 10 ml of dahi or whatever it is, very small quantity, right? The moment I add the dahi or the curd to my milk, that will get converted to the curd, right?
Yeah.
So what are my curd components? Curd components are basically the milk and then curd. Will you agree with this one?
Yeah.
Right?
So but the quantity differs, right?
Quantity differs, exactly. Will you agree with this one?
Yeah.
So basically for production of the curd or for producing the curd, I need both milk and as well as the curd, right?
Yeah.
So that is the recursion in the sense, basically I am using the header material and the component itself. Header material itself is coming as a component to my. Simple example is basically the curd concept. If you will remember this curd, then you can never ever forget this.
Yeah, very clear. Yeah.
Recursion, yeah, and particularly used in chemical industries, such that where some chemicals are, some reactions are getting triggered with the addition of only particular material or chemical.
Yeah.
Will you agree with this?
Yeah.
So that is the concept of this. Of course, engineering industry there is no logic behind this one, Chandra. Basically, we don't add the car itself as one of the components to produce the car as such. Will you agree with this one?
Yeah.
So recursion is basically whenever the header material itself is used as one of the components, but it is not of the same, or the levels of the quantities are different, of course. As you rightly told, sir, that in order to produce 100 liters of the milk to get converted into the curd, we need say 10 ml of curd, right?
Yeah.
Will you agree with this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the concept of this recursion, and it is particularly used for chemical and pharmaceutical industries. In that case, we need to allow the recursion, then only the system. The moment you add the same components, system says you are adding the header itself as one, and the recursion indicator is there. If you allow it, then system will take it up.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
So we talked about the BOM in a different aspects. That is basically the BOM, what is a simple BOM, what is a material BOM, what is a multiple BOM, what is a variant BOM, and what are the different BOM categories. This part we studied today. Is that clear to you, Chandra?
Yeah.
Let's go to the system. Let me quickly create a BOM. we have two raw materials and one finished product if I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah.
For creation of the BOM, transaction, okay, let me come to the main screen. We are in the easy access screen now. Creation of the BOM can be done with the help of the transaction code called as CS01. We created material, the finished product is also there with us. We created some, let me check it up, material list. What is the transaction code for material list, Chandra?
Which one?
Material list? List of materials I want to see.
MM0, MM.
Yes?
MM60, okay. Yeah.
Right. Just, I'm, in order to familiarize those, just I'm asking those transaction codes.
List of material, yeah.
Basically, just to get habituated, to get familiarized with the series of the transactions. Of course,
Yeah.
it is not necessary to remember each and every transaction or something like that. Just be, it is more, you have the familiarity with the transaction, so it will be easy for us.
Yeah.
I'll start this transaction because it will give a huge list. So just check MM60, you can filter it out at a different level. Even though I wanted the material list of the finished product, but I have the option of selecting it created by different options. Right?
Yeah.
The more we will have the familiarity with the transaction codes, it will be easy to run through the system. Nothing else. It's not a case of that you can pick it up anything. Okay, we need math PP or something like that. So we created one finished product side. Math PP4. Yeah. Math PP4 is our finished. Right, Chandra?
Yeah.
So, in order to create this math PP4, which is my finished product, I'm directly creating this particular material or BOM. I want to create it into the plant, 1000, and the BOM usage, where you are going to use this particular BOM, whether you are going to use it in
production.
Yeah, we want to go for production. And the moment I enter here, what are the materials required to produce this particular BOM that we are entering here? For example, I'll take the same materials which we created. I'll take it as math PP1 and math PP2. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I need two materials, for example. Just an example I'm taking it as math PP1. One piece of this one I need. The moment I press enter the material and the quantity, one piece of this one I need. And math PP2, one piece of this one I need. Right?
Yeah.
I'm adding only two components just for simple purpose. Chandra, we can add it a bit more even afterwards.
Okay. Question here, the second column.
Yes.
L means item category.
Yes, you are right.
That is stock item.
Yes, you are right.
Okay, stock item. Yeah, got it.
This is what you need to ask.
Yeah.
Is it right, Chandra?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming to that one only. Just give me a minute.
Okay.
I'm coming. I entered the material. I'm saving it here. I am coming to that point only, Chandra.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I created the BOM. The created BOM can be displayed with the help of the transaction called as CS03.
Display.
So, what we discussed about the BOM is a complete formally structured list of components. This is the formal structured list of the components, which consists of the material number, description, quantity, and the unit of measurement. Will you agree with this one?
Yeah.
So that is the definition of the BOM. What we discussed is the BOM is like this only, right? It is a complete formal list. A complete list means the sense in order to produce this material, header material, I need the complete list like this. I need this component, I need this component, what is the name of the component, what is the component number, what is the quantity, what is the unit of measurement, right?
Yeah.
In addition to that, of course, this item category is there. Item category is basically, as we just now discussed, that is LNR, TDM, something. In order to remember it easily, I don't have LNR, TDM, and KI. That is simple.
Yeah.
Basically, it is a stock item. A stock item in the sense, generally I used to keep it into the stock, and from the stock I get consumed on this one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
by default, it is giving me the stock item, Chandra, here. Of course, wherever we set to this stock default is, we'll set in the default parameters in the configuration. I need some more time. Wait for some time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah. A question here.
Yes.
We have two more tabs, document and general. What are the purpose?
Yeah, basically it will, if I want to assign it any particular document type or something like that, we talked about the document and those things, we can assign it to the.
Oh, same items appear here, but we can add document. Okay.
Yes, and in the general, it is general about the, basically not a very specific to that. This.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, I'm coming to, there is one question from my end to you now.
Mm-hmm.
No. I want to change this item category, Chandra.
Mm-hmm.
How can I do that? Any idea?
MM02, like CS02, like change
Okay,
it.
I'll go to CS02. Let me go to CS02. Change material BOM. That's what I meant to say.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm in the change mode of the BOM.
Uh-huh.
Now tell me how can I proceed?
Oh, it's not letting you, yeah.
Generally, the concept is CS02 will not work it out in order to change the item category, Chandra.
Uh-huh.
General concept is just going to will have the feelings of that, okay, if I'll go to the CS02, I can change the BOM item category. No, it is not possible.
Again, you have to go to
Then how can I do it?
CS01 or?
No, it is in CS02, there is an option called as delete entry. Just delete the total selected item, remove it. After that, before entering itself, you change it, Chandra.
Okay, okay, okay.
Before entering itself, suppose I want to change it to the, say, non-stock item. So, no, it is not a stock item, it is a non-stock item. Yes, you are having the full liberty to take it as a non-stock item. And mat PP2 is my non-stock item. I need one piece of this one for in order to creation of this. Yes, system will take you and then save it.
Okay, okay, okay.
The moment you saved the BOM, system will not allow you to change that particular item category. Now it has been picked up with non-stock item.
Yeah.
Right, able to follow me?
Yeah.
Is it clear to you, Chandra?
Yeah.
Suppose at any given point of time, the point here is the item categories cannot be changed once the BOM is saved. Then the way out how to change the item categories, delete the entire component and create as a new item category while you are entering the particular component itself.
We can, yeah, modify the in change mode.
Yes, you can just, you have the option of delete the entire entry.
Yeah.
Once again, I am going for the same material, mat PP2, one piece. Is it clear to you, Chandra?
Yeah.
I hope I made it clear to you now.
Oh, very clear. This is very useful.
So, of course, this item categories, I need some more time. Why it is picking it up LLL, from where it is picking it up, why can't it be the different art? Just I need some more time.
Yeah.
Of course, this part I explained to you, yes, what are the different options available and what is the meaning of the options that we already been discussed.
Yeah.
Is it clear, Chandra?
Yeah.
Okay, valid from date, valid to date. Valid from date is today's date and valid to date is by default system will take it as a system end date that is equal to 31st December of 1999, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
There are some other parameters are there, just give me some more time, just we can fix it up. And item, if I want to see the item details of this particular item. This is related to specific to that item. Just give me a minute. I need to explain to you the header. This is my header. Header is nothing but we are talking about. This is the header. These are the components. Agree?
Yeah.
In this header, remember we discussed about when we are talking about the pen. In order to produce one pen, I need this many number of components. That is nothing but your base quantity. And we also talked about the base quantity difference in the case of chemical or something like that, right?
Yeah.
This is the base quantity. Of course, we didn't enter any base quantity here. When we are creating the BOM, we didn't, at any given chance of a time, we never ever entered the base quantity. But how it has been picked up, it is picked up from the default settings in the configuration channel.
Yeah.
Yes, there are some default settings are there. Of course, I can't say that. We are talking about the bill of material. We are talking about the default value. Here, the default value what we set is one quantity. That is why my BOM is picking it up the base quantity as one quantity. Is it clear to you now? The moment I say the default value is equal to 10, then the system will pick it up as a base quantity 10. That means that once the base quantity is equal to 10, that means in order to produce 10 numbers of this base quantity, I need the components of this.
Yeah.
That is the meaning of this base quantity. Is it clear, Chandra?
Yeah.
And if you go for the item details, in this item details, there are certain parameters we can fix it. If I want to maintain a operation scrap, component scrap, assembly scrap, I need some more time to explain to you about the different scraps are there. One is the assembly scrap, one is the component scrap, operation scrap. What is the significance of all these things? I'll take it up the scrap on a different station. Just I need some more time.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
So basically, if I want to maintain, what is meant by scrap? Basically, scrap is nothing but which is not meeting my required quality of that particular material, right?
Yeah. A question here, Raj.
Yes.
So when we go to item detail level, we are seeing all these, right?
Right.
So like a percentage of scrap, all those. Can't we define them at MM01 level? No.
Yes, there are some parameters which have the significance. We can define it at the MM. I'll go to just in the same context. I'm going for Chandra. Just give me a good question. We are talking about this material, right?
Yeah.
In the assembly, there is a component scrap and assembly scrap is there. Just give me a minute. I'm going for directly MM02 itself. And we are talking about MMPP1, MAP-PP1, right?
Yeah.
In this, if I'll go to the MRP1, MRP1 and MRP4 are the two parameters where I can have the assembly scrap and the component scrap. Here, you see this assembly scrap is there, Chandra. Right? Able to follow me?
Yeah.
I am in MRP1, I have the assembly scrap. In MRP4, I have the component scrap.
So whatever is there, we have here. Yeah.
But it has a significance after certain conditions. It will take it up from this. That I need some explanation.
Okay. Got it.
I need to explain to you something on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait for some time. Of course, I didn't explain when I'm creating the material master. Even though it is there in MRP1, I didn't touch DU at all.
Yeah.
Just I entered only this and I escaped from this, right?
Yeah.
Knowingly.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, it is having some significance, Chandra.
My question is, so basically we are defining MM01 here, this MAT PP1, but
right.
this one can be used in several BOMs. So
right.
for specific BOM, my wastage will be this percentage. For other BOM, it can be like 20%. Other BOM, it can be 30% like that. So that is BOM specific. So we cannot define those at MM01 level.
If it is a material master level, it will fix it up for all the materials wherever it has been used, Chandra.
Okay.
If it is maintained at the BOM level, it is specific to that BOM only.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Okay. As such. Give me 1 minute. Or otherwise, I'll take it up in a separate session, Chandra. I think
separate? No need now. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Because it needs some explanation for me. I have to take it up from the beginning. Then only it will have a bit
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm entering it somewhere and then taking it to somewhere, then it won't look nice.
Yeah, that is correct. We missed the sequence.
Don't mind. And I didn't explain you much on this knowingly at this point of time.
Yeah.
I want to take it up at a certain point of time, the scrap in detail to you.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I hope we are proceeding in the same. It's better to proceed in the same direction. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Will you allow me?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the component details, Chandra. The component details is especially I want to show you that there are certain settings we can make it at the component level in the BOM, like recursion allowed indicator. We saw that what is meant by recursion, right?
Yeah.
If this component I am using it as a recursion, then I will use it as a recursion co-product or something like that. There are lead time offset or lead time operation, lead time offset. Basically, suppose I want to procure this material before start of the operation or before the start date or something like that, basically make it as. And the other point is basically the operation scrap, component scrap, and net-id indicator. This net-id indicator is having some sort of a significance. The moment I set a net-id indicator, it will behave in a different way than the master data setting. The other parameters are basically whether it is bulk material or the production storage location or supply area, material provision indicator, whether it is supplied by material vendor or customer or something like that. You can set it at different parameters for this. Just I'm showing you the different options available just to be aware of it, nothing else.
Yeah.
And here the spare parts indicator, suppose this spare parts has to be replaced by indicated by whether the spare parts by customer A, spare parts by customer B or something like that. If you want to maintain it, you can maintain. And whether it is relevant for costing or relevant for sales or something like that, if you want to check it, you can. The most important thing is only the scrap components and the lead time offset and as well as this parameters like bulk material or production storage location supply or something like that you can. And the relevant for production relevant. If this is not there, once again, it will have some sort of a problems. Whenever any sort of a problem related to the component, just check it up on these parameters. Is that okay, Chandra?
Yeah.
The same logic holds good for material 2 also, or the component 2 also. Exactly the same.
Yeah.
You can have the set different settings for each item level. Is that clear, Chandra?
Yeah.
Now, these are the sub-items. Of course, we didn't use any sub-items because we take out the sub-items or something like that. Basically, installation points.
Installation point. Okay.
Basically, whether I have to installation or the front, I need to 2 pieces, and the text is this one.
Okay.
I have 4 bearings in my component, and the installation point is or the front side or the bottom side or the middle of the side. Basically, you are giving the positioning of the front.
Okay.
How many numbers you need? Here you are mentioning. And what is the sir? You want to maintain some text? You can maintain some text.
Okay.
Clear to you?
Yeah.
Generally, people will have that the same tendency that sub-item means people will think, okay, it is one of the components which is required to produce the item. But it is not so.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, clear.
I'm saying the box here. Coming to here, so we are talking about CA01, CA03 or the plant assignment or something like that. If you want to create a specific BOM and then you want to assign it, you can assign the BOM group or something like that. BOM group is basically, if I create a BOM without mentioning any plant, then it will become a BOM group basically. It's a group BOM.
Oh, like with no plant.
No plant basically.
But at some point we have to assign it to a plant, right?
Yes, you are right, Chandra.
So at that time we will not be calling it as a BOM group, or?
No, it is the moment it is assigned to that particular, then it will become specific to that particular plant.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And the other parameters are basically equipment BOM, and this one of course not of much important to us. In the case of our reporting, just give me. 11, 12, 13. 11 is for level by level, 12 is for multi-level, 13 is for, if I have the multiple BOM, then you can see it more significantly.
Yeah.
We won't find much of this level by level because it is a single BOM application, it is in production, it is 0. This is a level. Of course, if I have the multiple, afterwards just I'll show you one more example by creating a bit of structured BOM of different levels so that you can visualize it, this difference of level by level, multi-level, and summarized level. Is that okay, Chandra?
Yeah.
Of course, we know the concept of this level by level, multi-level, but let us see in the practical after sometimes just I'll create a different BOM with a different structure and then I'll explain. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Fine. Coming to the front end part is basically these are the 3 transactions we'll commonly use and very user realistic. This is also important. This is sometimes we'll use it.
CS15?
Yeah, CS15. You are right.
Okay.
You see this, we are taking it up to this mass material. This is the raw material and it is used in this particular BOM.
Yeah.
Just now we created that BOM, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
So it is saying such that it is used in this particular material, in this particular BOM.
Yeah.
Right? Able to follow me?
Yeah.
Similarly, suppose if you want to check it up to PP2, where is used? It is going to be used in the same, of course it will come the same in this particular BOM. This particular material is used. Of course, we are having a very simple material and a simple structure, so it is easily we are able to, but in real time, there will be so many places the same component might have been used, right?
Yeah.
So in that cases, this variable list will help us very usefully, so that I can immediately quickly, I can check it up, okay, this material, if I change it, these are all the BOMs that are going to be affected. Will be a huge list of the BOMs that are, okay, this is the BOM, and this is the quantity, and this is all going to be changed something like that.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
So very usually list is that is basically, and these are the common transactions we are most commonly used transactions are 1, 2, 3 in the CS01, CS02, CS03, and CS11, CS12, CS13, and to some extent CS15 even. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Coming to the configuration, we'll quickly run through the configuration.
Configuration? Okay.
The front-end transactions that you are clear, right?
Very clear.
Most probably as Danny is committing today, such that he is giving the access to the server or something like that. Just if the time permits, just create some materials and create some BOM, that will be more bit of practice.
Yeah.
May not be, it's not something great so that we can't create a BOM or something. Just to be familiarized yourself. That is nothing great.
Yeah.
Once you create it and then do some experiments on that one, it is once per. See, as we told, so that item category generally, okay, I can go to the CS02 or something like that. I have some sort of a predetermined mindset in my mind, but it's not the case. In real time, it might be different, right?
Yeah.
It's common for everybody, not only for you.
Yeah.
So once you do that item change, okay, I cannot change it, so I have to do like this, delete the entire item and then enter it again.
Yeah.
So once forever, you can't even, if you want to remember also, you cannot remember.
Yeah.
If you want to forget also, you can't forget it. Right?
Yeah.
So we are in the configuration screen, Chandra. We are talking about the bill of material. What are the different settings in the bill of material configuration points are? Control data, modification parameters and default values. Of course, these modification parameters are not of much important as such. Basically, at which level you want to modify that. You told me about the engineering change management or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So whenever you are changing it, at history has to be maintained at which level, whether the ECM is mandatory or not. If ECM is mandatory, the system will not allow you to do the changes without ECM request or something like that.
Yeah.
Able to follow me?
Yeah.
That is about the modification parameter. That means whenever you want to do any modifications in the BOM, then you have to follow based upon this modification parameter.
Modification parameter.
Just now we discussed.
Yeah.
Whether you want to have the history to be required or mandatory, whether the ECM is mandatory. If the ECM is mandatory, without the ECM change, you cannot, system will not allow you to do the changes.
Yeah.
Okay. And define the default values. The default values, it can be for the base quantity, it can be for the BOM status, it can be the size unit, it can be the variable size unit, variable size item unit. The thing is, whenever I'm creating a BOM, for example.
What is variable size item?
Yeah, we discussed about, I want a rectangular plate of dimensions A and B, where A is equal to length and B is equal to breadth.
Okay,
where
okay.
my parameters are changing frequently, or the moment I given the inputs of A and B, the system has to take it up accordingly.
Based on parameters.
Yes.
Okay.
Clear to you? And the thing is, just let us take it up. For example, I am creating the base quantity as tens. I am changing the base quantity, Chandra. The significance of this one I am just explaining to you.
Mm-hmm.
Just notice this one, Chandra.
Mm-hmm.
As of now, I didn't given any alternate BOM, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Remember, we already created one BOM for this one, right? You remember?
Mm-hmm.
Just now we created one BOM. Let me show it. I'll go to CS03. It is taking it as a first alternate, right?
Mm-hmm.
First alternate, don't be under the impression it is the second one. It is always the very first BOM is system will consider it as a first alternate, Chandra.
Yeah.
The moment I go for create one more BOM for this one, then that will become a second alternate.
Mm-hmm.
The moment I have more than one BOM, that will become a multiple BOM. Will you agree with this one?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let us go. Now you understood the concept of this alternate, right?
So then based on we can use based on this number, right? Well.
Yeah, first alternate, second alternate, we can use it differently.
Okay.
Just hold on for a minute. I didn't given any number at this point. I'm creating one more BOM for the same material. Even though the material has BOM is there, just I'm trying to create one more BOM for the same material. Is this okay for you?
Yeah.
Just let me start creating. What the system is saying, just take a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
What it is signifying, Chandra?
Alternate BOM 2 is created.
Because we already have one BOM with alternate one, right?
Yeah.
There is already, system is saying such that there is already one BOM is there with alternate one. Now I am going to create a second alternate for this one. That is what the information is given by the system. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's what we discussed also now?
Yeah.
Sorry. Is that clear, Chandra?
Yeah.
So I am creating the BOM. The moment I say it is a second, then it becomes a second alternate.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
For this BOM, base quantity is equal to 10.
Uh-huh.
How it is coming this base quantity? Because we set in the configuration the base quantity as a 10. Will you
Yeah.
Just hold on, Chandra. Give me 2 minutes, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chandra, by 10:30 anyhow the power tool will come. Can I take it up for tomorrow if you don't mind, please?
Yeah, that is good. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Chandra. Yeah, I'll just stop the session for today up to here. I'll take it up for tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
If the time permits, just practice it for some time, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Chandra. Bye.
Yeah.
Take
Okay.
care.
Good night. Yeah.
లేదు లేదు పెద్దలు మంచిలు వస్తే అసలు అసలు చెప్పాలి
తుఫాను ఉందని చెప్తున్నారులే నిన్నటి నుండే
మంచోళ్ళు పెద్దలు వస్తే వర్షం పడతారా ఎన్నాడా మూడు రోజులు నుంచి పడుతున్నాను ఇక్కడ రోజు వస్తున్నారు మాకెప్పుడు వినాయక చవితి ముందు రోజు నుంచి వస్తున్నాను నిన్న రాత్రి వెళ్ళింది మొన్న రాత్రి వెళ్ళింది వస్తూనే ఆల్మోస్ట్ మళ్ళీ వినాయక చవితి అదే మార్నింగ్ ఎక్కినారా ఇంకా బాగాలేదన్నా
కట్ చేసినావా చెయ్యలేదు అడిగి
అది అల్లరి చేస్తారా? కాలేజీ బిజీనా? మీకు కూడా బంద్ పెడుతుందా? మా వాళ్ళకైతే పొద్దున్న లేస్తే ఫస్ట్ తెలుగు ఇస్తారు. నా పొద్దున్న లేయగానే ఏం వచ్చిందా ఏ పడుతుందని పొద్దున్న లేయగానే ఫస్ట్ మెసేజ్ తీసుకున్న తర్వాతనే స్కూల్ ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వడం చేస్తారు. వారంలో 2 రోజులు, ఒక రోజు కంపల్సరీగా అన్నట్టుగా బయట 2 రోజులు కూడా వస్తాను. క్లాస్ 8 అన్న. ఆమె 8 దీని 6 వరకు 4, 6, 8. ఇవాళ మాత్రం నాకు ఎప్పుడు అడ్డిగాడు ఎప్పుడు అప్పుడే కాలంలో పెట్టుకోవాలి. మా పిల్లలు ఎక్కడికి తీసుకుని చాలా తొందరగా పెద్దగా మీకు కన్నులో తక్కువనే ఉండాలి కదా ఎఫెక్ట్ సైకిల్ ఇది అది ఇది మరీ అన్న దారుణం. అసలు హైదరాబాద్ అవి విరుగు వెళ్తాయి కదా. తగ్గినాడని కూడా వాళ్ళు తగ్గినాడని ట్రై చేస్తారు. చిన్న బండి కదా, చిన్న బండి అన్న. వినాయక పడుతుంది అదే పైకే వెళ్ళినారు. ఈ సెలవుల వల్ల ఆన్లైన్ వాళ్ళ స్కూల్ ఓపెన్ అవ్వగానే కోర్స్ అయిపోయింది, సిలబస్ అయిపోయింది. ఎగ్జామ్స్ రాని వాళ్ళు స్కూల్ పోతలేదు, ఎగ్జామ్స్ రానికి అవుతున్నారు. మరి ఏది చదువుతారో ఏం కన్నా భగవంతుడు. టెస్ట్లు ఆ టెస్ట్లు మాత్రం పెడుతున్నారు కానీ చదువు మాత్రం కాకిలు రచనకాలనే ఎట్లా చూస్తారా? డేస్ నుంచి కష్టం చేస్తున్నారా? ఈ రోజు కర్నూలు ఇబ్బంది పడినట్టు కాలం నాంగా కర్నూలకైతే నేరే బాగానే ఉన్నాయి, మళ్ళీ మధ్యలో కొంచెం బ్రేక్ ఇచ్చింది, మళ్ళీ ఎప్పుడు బాగా మీరు వచ్చేటప్పుడు అక్కడే బాగుంది. ఇది ఎంతవరకు లేదండి, 4 రోజులు 6 గంటలప్పుడు ఒకసారి పడింది, మళ్ళా ఆ తర్వాత